What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus Ally X and Z1 Extreme gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're going to check out Dune Awakening. Now, I almost forgot about this game. It kind of just came out and I didn't even notice it. So, I'm a little behind. Plus, there's a bunch of other games I was testing. But then I saw somebody was curious how this game ran. So, I was like, all right. They didn't technically ask me for it, but I'm going to go ahead and just do this game on everything I've got. I think they wanted to know how it ran on the G15 Advantage because they were in my server asking how it would run. So, we'll get to that eventually. But first, we got to start on the weaker stuff as usual. So, we've already done the Steam Decks and it was actually very playable there, so should be playable here too, unless it's gonna be like that Sonic game I tested where it got 60 no problem on the Steam Deck, and then all of a sudden I got to Windows, and Windows no matter what couldn't get even like 40, 50 FPS even on low. And I'm like, what the fuck? These things are more powerful. Windows is really that bad? Apparently. So we're gonna see. I got like, I think probably 35, 43 FPS average would be my guesstimation. So we'll see what this can do. I doubt it's gonna be very playable on high or medium, but low should be playable because that's what we got playable settings on the Steam Deck. So if we at least use those same settings, it should give us some 30 plus action. But who knows? Maybe it'll be fine on high. Let's stop wasting time and let's go find out. All right, here's these settings we're gonna go with. Again, I didn't need to go past the frame rate cap. The rest of this stuff is completely irrelevant as far as graphics go. But we're gonna do what we usually do and try 1080p high. And then of course we'll do the same thing on the X once we get to it, but of course we got to get through this one first.
You made it, Off-Worlder. Catch your breath. When the Thopter went down, the storm took us far off course. My leg is bad. I need to lay low and treat it before it gets worse. But fear not, Off-Worlder. Noctua can cover the ground between us with little effort. She will be my eye in the sky so I can continue to offer my sage advice and keep you on this side of the grave. Figure out how to craft yourself some clothing. That Mauler outfit won't cut it out here.
Now for 900p medium. All right, we got to 20 seconds. I think that's probably good for chapters and all that good stuff on YouTube, so now we game.
The war of assassins has left debris scattered all over this sector. Salvage metal from the wreckage with your cutter ray, and use it to make a Mauler pistol and darts. Don't let the Imperial disdain for ranged weapons lead you astray. Very few people are foolhardy enough to use shields this deep in the sands, and that is to your advantage.
So now 720p. Low settings, like we usually do. And then after this, we will move on to the X. And I think this is one of those times where the X actually does quite a bit better. Maybe not quite in frame rate, although I still think it does get like 3.5 FPS better, but it gets much better frame times. And it didn't tell me that it's not meeting the minimum specs, like both the Firebat and this thing did. But why don't we now get into the game? Now we're going to start all over again, 1080p, high settings. And then we'll just do exactly what we did on the Z1 Extreme. We'll just do high first, 900p medium next, and then finish up with 720p low, and then, of course, the camera recorded gameplay. So now, we will get into that game.
Stick to the shadows, off-worlder. The heat of the sun is deadly to the unprepared. The guards have sealed themselves inside. Search the prisoners for a cut array. And off-worlder, be careful. The cut array is primarily a mining tool, off-worlder. You'll need it for harvesting resources. Using it to cut open ships is an added benefit. The captain's room is blocked by a pentashield. You'll need a pentashield key to pass through. See if there's another way forward. Ready your weapon, off-worlder. The guards won't hesitate. Neither should you. Parry your opponents just as their strikes will hit you. This should stagger them, giving you a window of opportunity.
Now the time for 900p on the axis upon us. So we'll just go through the settings here. Pretty sure I set everything up the exact same, but every once in a while I'll mess up or accidentally click something as I'm going down, or think that I turned something off and then it turns itself back on or some nonsense. But I think I did a pretty good job with these videos, but obviously if I did, I'm sure someone will notice if I messed up somewhere. But for now, game time.
A swift attack can force your enemy off balance, but only a slow blade penetrates a shield. That's the pentashield key. Once you equip it, you can pass through the shield. Get to the captain and activate that transmitter. I'll be there soon.
We only need the leader. I hear I'm a wanted man.
Oi! Utland scum! I vits jo man tukta lasto breg ada hung un valo arsund. De dia abada.
I know. That's why I brought you here.
Stitch.
The Thopter will have the codes to get us through the barrier. Ever fly an Ornithopter? It's simple enough. But my leg is bad and I won't be able to work the pedals. Get ready. They'll be on us as soon as we break through. There's too many! Turn us into the storm! They won't follow. Hang on! We're going down!
Get up, Off-Worlder. I couldn't wait for you. But now you need to run. The sandworm is coming. Run! Now!
So now we finish up here with 720p low before we hop into the camera recorded portion. And this is definitely the best way to go if you want the best FPS. 900p is alright, but there are some instances where it was dropping quite a bit under 30 here and there. But regardless, there's probably something for everybody in the settings here. But for now, game time. Let's get some camera recorded gameplay now. I finally found the beacon I forgot. You can do that, and you just place your beacon like that. Once I started pushing buttons after I ended the video, it wasn't so bad. So now they want us to go craft binoculars. Okay. We probably have to go learn how to make it, huh? That's a construction kit. That's an, what the fuck? Exactly. Oh, binoculars, there we go. And we can go over here and hopefully craft it. And let me guess. Huh. Is that one of those sandworm things? Alright, let's not walk off the edge there, dum-dum. Oh, it's nighttime now. Usually it gets cold as shit. No, I used my ability. We're never gonna find the scavengers, though. Because it's one of those things where it's like, hey, go do that thing. And then it's like, okay, I'll go spend a week and a half figuring out what that thing you want me to do is. Like, I don't want, like, yellow everywhere to tell me what to do, but at least go, hey, that general direction, look from over there. Or something. I ain't seeing shit for scavengers. Where? Where is it? I do not see this camp. Is that it? Alright, that's gotta be it. Let's go. Oh, we're almost dead because we jumped 4 feet onto the ground. Probably getting eaten by a worm, too. I have no idea if that's a scavenger camp or not, but that's where we're going. Your mom's critically injured. Sorry, this game is just one of those games that really pisses me off. Mainly because I think I'd be having more fun if I had keyboard and mouse. It's one of those things like, hey, you want to do anything? We'll hold down 4,000 buttons to do one single thing. When I could just be on the computer and be like, oh, one.
I got you.
No, you don't. Bitch. Where are you?
It's obvious you've had
Get
some
fucked,
training,
loser.
off-worlder, but nothing can
Where's that
truly
other
prepare
piece
you
of
for what the
garbage?
desert has in store. Hone your skills and harden yourself to the violence you must do to survive. Remember, Arrakis will sharpen you
Hell yeah.
or kill you.
No, we're gonna kill them all. Fuck those people. They're trash. And they deserve death. Alright. Oh yeah, we did have new skills. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? The way, the will, the blade. But I want to learn that one. Oh, that's probably like the top. It's one of those ones where it's probably like you can start at the bottom or at the top. Half the time that's opposite in the games I've been playing where you start up here and go down there. Okay, now I get it. So we can pick either that one or that one. We've already got each here, so we might as well learn perfection, I guess. Fuck
Without a still tent, you're easy prey to the sandstorms that sweep across the desert. Those storms tear flesh from bone and shred metal like paper. Unless you'd like to share a cave with some scavengers, your best bet is to build your own shelter. Build a construction tool and place out a sub-fief console. You'll be claiming a portion of the planet's surface for your very own, or rather borrowing it from the Emperor. I'm a little hazy on the specifics.
Okay, well, no, can't do any of that. Probably have to salvage first, because we probably don't have enough stuff. Yeah, it wants us to salvage first. Alright, well that's terrifying. Do we pick everything up from here? I think so. Yeah, see, you still got your random drops. I think this thing doesn't have enough memory or VRAM. One of the two. That's one of the problems. Windows is just too grubby with the memory. It's like Windows itself needs like 3.2 gigs of RAM just to sit in the background and do nothing. Obviously you can fix that, but when somebody buys something like this, half the people don't know how to do that. They just want to fucking play games. They don't want to sit there and do all this extra work. And that's why consoles can be better for those people. If you just want to sit and game, console's a great way to do it. If you don't give a shit and don't have to care about nothing. Me, I still like the control of PC, but it's not for everybody. And then it comes with its issues. It's not perfect. But I wouldn't give it up for all that. To me, consoles are almost like Apple. Like, yeah, it works great, but it's so restrictive. They tell you what to do. And then Nintendo's now is like, hey, you know that device you bought? Well, it's not even yours, it's ours. We're just letting you use it for a little bit. And if you do anything we don't like, guess what? It's bricked, bitch. And then everybody's like eating up, like, yeah, go Nintendo, that's awesome. And I'm sitting here like, no, that's not awesome. You bought it. Like, as long as you're not cheating and doing stuff online, let people mod their shit. As far as I'm concerned, they bought it. It's their fucking product. But hey, that's just me in my opinion. We can hydrate. Cannot drink. Oh yeah, I forgot. I think in my inventory I have those things, don't I? Inventory. Or wait. Oh wait, I think I used them all. I want to make or maybe I can't. Because I didn't do the tutorial this time. Can I not make a, yeah, they never taught me how to make a, oh wait, there it is, thank God. I was like, they never taught me how to make it, I guess I can't make it. Okay, and I believe, weren't they in here? Yep. Alright, now at least we won't be instantly dead. It's nice to not worry about freaking dying from the sun. I'm so worried about getting eaten by some, like, tremor monster thing, though. Oh, look at that. Alright, this thing's probably about dead. Yeah, it's at 14% battery. I'd say it's about time for us to wrap up. See, this is one of those things. This is one of those things right here. This is why I do not like the Allies or Windows or anything like that. That's the simple wanting to check how much battery I had, and now we're like, fuck. There we go. Nope, it's just fuck. It doesn't know what it wants to do. So yeah, it's not perfect. Nothing like the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck's operating system absolutely curb stomps Windows in the face, as far as I'm concerned. The only thing that sucks is you can't play every single game, and it still has some issues, so it's not flawless either. But I've never had something like that happen before, I can tell you that. Anyway, why don't we move on to the Ally X? And I'm kind of curious if it too says this is below the minimum specs, like it did with this one. Didn't do it on the Steam Decks, but I'm curious. Alright, let's get ourselves some camera recorded gameplay on the X now. This one's definitely running a lot better. I don't know, maybe I just had some settings messed up on the other one, but this one didn't tell me it was under the minimum specs. Neither did the Steam Decks. It was only the Ally X, or Ally Z1 Extreme. The X, as you see, can play just fine. Can't get 60 plus everywhere, obviously. And there'll probably be some spots where it still drops under 30 here and there, like some little stutters, almost guaranteed. But so far, this is probably the best experience. Although, very similar to the Steam Deck, honestly, but looks a little bit better. Because we didn't have to be as aggressive with the upscaling. And balanced versus ultra performance, that's why. So, this is definitely a little stronger. Now, I will say, the OLED screen for a game like this was a little bit better. But this one just feels more smooth. Or about equal in smoothness. Well, not a little more, because it's getting more FPS, I think. That's probably where that's coming from, now that I think about it. And it has variable refresh rate. So it hides little stutters like that, little frame time skips like that perfectly. That's exactly what it was designed to do. It was not designed to deal with dropping from this down to, say, 37. You're always going to notice that, unfortunately. I wish it was just a thing that didn't happen. That'd be great. If everything was always buttery smooth, without having to rely on going to like 30 FPS or something like that. That's not exactly buttery smooth to me. But doing something like that can, make the frame time smoother if you lock it to 30 and it can stay at a constant 30. That will look smoother to the frame time graph than going all over the place. But to us, with variable refresh rate, I would much rather just leave it unlocked. Steam Deck, I sometimes do have to limit it to either 40 or 30 to make it seem a little smoother. But completely depends on the game. Okay, what does it want me to do? It wants me to research some stuff. Alright, so I can run around all I want. It's never going to tell me to do anything else until I go back in here and make some shit. What was it? What did it want? Oh, they want me to make a pistol? A pistol? Wow. Alright. Now we should be able to craft it, right? Craft. Oh, the sun's coming back out. We gotta get the fuck out of the sun, we're gonna die. There we go. I'm probably about ready to die already. There we go. At least now we're out of the sun, so we can not sunstroke ourselves to death. That's way too much fun. Just blowing up the big old rocks. And I get stuff out of it too, I'm pretty sure anyway. And even if I don't care, I'm just blowing up the big rocks because it's fun. Okay, I almost got hit in the face with that one. I doubt it would actually do anything, but in real life that wouldn't be very fun at all. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do a little mining, everything's good, everything's fine. The next thing I know, I have a rock embedded in my brain. Craft light what? Oop, wrong button. Get out of here, Harris. Craft light. So we have to find something that starts with light. Not a respawn beacon. Nope, not that either, I don't think. Well, wait. Nope, it's not time for that. I know they make one of those eventually, but... Yeah, unfortunately, the stupid stat window again fucks me over. I can't read what it wants me to fucking craft, and it's not like the Steam Deck where I could just hit a button and make it go away. I should just set it up to be one of the back panels, but then I'm scared I'm going to accidentally turn it off and on every time I get into a boss fight and press too many buttons at once. So that's kind of lame. Oh, light darts. I thought I made enough of those already. Well, make more darts, you dum-dum. Jeez, how stupid are you? No, I'm just kidding. It just sucks when you can't read. Because of the friggin' stat window. But that's why I don't generally run a stat window when I play these games. Well, in real life. Not unless I feel like the game's like, oh man, this does not feel like it's getting good FPS. Let's turn it on for a second. Oh yeah, that's terrible. And then I'll turn it right back off. And on my AMD systems like this, you can make them stutter and whatnot, I've heard. Fuck, we're in the sun again. Gotta get out of the sun. Out of the sun, out of the sun. But I want more of that first. Alright, now what does it want me to do? Well, first, before I figure that out, let's get out of the sun again. There we go. What are you? You're interesting. Stuff. Alright though, that's probably more than good enough. So why don't we go ahead and wrap this video on up? Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Dune Awakening. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it just doesn't show the name of the game. I mean, I already know what it is 9 times out of 10, but when it's one of those really hard to pronounce ones, I still have to go, oh, shit. And sometimes both of them, I remember one time both did it to me, and I was like, oh, well, that's it for this game. I don't know what it is, but that's it for this game. Anyway, it was still playable, but the Z1 Extreme did not seem to meet the minimum requirements, as it told me at the beginning. Didn't get that warning on any other system so far, but it was a pretty subpar experience, which means the Firebat probably gonna be either just won't let me play at all, or it's gonna be a total shit show, because it has even less VRAM than the Z1 Extreme here. But once we move it up to the X, we didn't get that warning, and it was actually a very pleasant experience. It was very similar to the Steam Deck, only with better graphics, because it didn't have to rely on ultra performance upscaling just to keep us over like the 30 FPS mark. And I didn't really see any humongous stutters like the Z1 was doing. The Z1 was literally dropping to like single digits FPS sometimes, especially when I was like scanning those rocks and whatnot and trying to like hit them with that saber thing or that mining tool. It seemed very similar to the Starfield mining tool thing. But regardless, once we got to the X, that didn't happen anymore, so that's cool. But I guess if you got the Z1 Extreme, I would probably steer clear of this game, at least for now. Maybe they'll update it and make it a little bit more easy to run later, or who knows, maybe if I would have turned on one of those optional settings, the Steam Deck had one or two of those on, maybe it would have worked. But it wasn't exactly a great experience, and I don't know if turning two settings on in the settings menu is going to automatically just go, oh no, how wouldn't you know it? Now it's 100% buttery smooth. You know, I don't see that happening, but you could always try it, and I guess just refund it if it runs like shit and that's your only system. But most people don't just have an Ally or a Steam Deck. They usually have either a laptop or a desktop along with it. But if it's your only system and you only have the Z1 Extreme, I'd steer clear for now. If you have the X, seems to be a pretty pleasant experience. Or if you have Steam Decks, pretty okay experience. Not on the Z1 Extreme. That was not fun. Either way though, that's about that for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.